What a season it's been on the PBA Tour. 2023's 5 majors are complete. And now coming up, day 1 of a clash between this season's major champions. Including U.S. Open and PBA World Championship winner E.J. Tackett. USBC Masters champion Anthony Simonsen. And the man who captured the PBA Tournament of Champions, Jason Belmonte. Who will prevail? The PBA Super Slam Cup presented by Bolero starts now on FS1. Jupiter, Florida is 75 miles north of Miami, one of the jewels of the Florida Atlantic coast with history and beauty. It's also home to Bolero. And today here on FS1, 5 of the world's best bowlers are here, all major champions, to compete in a unique event, the PBA Super Slam Cup, presented by Bolero. 2 days of great bowling in the end. One bowler emerges with big prize money. Look at this lineup. Look at it. Chock full of superstars. Tackett, Belmo, Simo, Buttripp, and Kevin McCune, our latest major champion, who won the Players last week in New Jersey. Welcome, bowling fans, to Jupiter and Bolero. Great to have with us Dave Ryan alongside the Hall of Famer Randy Peterson and his legion of fans. As always, RP.
Never gets old, buddy. Never gets old. Thank you.
We're joined by Kimberly Press in a moment. Bottom line, what a great way, RP, to finish out an amazing PBA Tour season on FS1 and Fox with a showcase of superstars.
Yeah, showcase indeed. And what better way to showcase the PBA Tour than what I call the Bermuda Triangle of bowling, and that consists of E.J. Tackett, Anthony Simonsen, and Jason Belmonte. What a year for E.J. Tackett. 5 wins, 2 majors. He's a lock for Player of the Year. Simonsen captures his 5th major. He's only 26 years old. And then, of course, you can't go anywhere without mentioning this guy in the bowling world, Jason Belmonte, capturing another Tournament of Champions victory.
What a season for Tackett. He's bound for Player of the Year with 5 titles. Simonsen won in Detroit, and Belmo, of course, won another major this year, the TOC. Kevin McCune was spectacular in New Jersey with some major heat. Fun to watch.
Yeah, he's brought numbers to the PBA Tour we've never seen before. Going to be an exciting day.
So here is the format. Seeding round today on FS1, leading to our coverage tomorrow. Step ladder on Fox at 2 Eastern. 2-game total pinfall. Round 1, all 5. Round 2, each player bowls individually. Can't wait to watch unique bowling coming up today on FS1. The event started earlier today with the first of 2 games. Let's check out the action. Round 1 continues. 6th frame here for E.J. Tackett. Top of the order, positioning round day on FS1. And a great shot for E.J.
Perfect through 6 is E.J. Tackett, and Simonsen working on 2 doubles. Oh no. Remember, it's 2-game total pinfall to determine the positioning for our stepladder finals on Sunday.
Unique presentation of the PBA Tour here today. A little high, and the 4-pin stands for the youngster from Indiana. Players champion last week in New Jersey. What a story for McCune. Whoa, Simonsen whiffs.
And the winner here, the high game of game 1, will get the choice of starting position in game 2. Does that player want to post a score early, or do they want to finish last and see what they have to shoot at? Speaking with E.J. Tackett, he said, no, man, I want to go first. I want to post something. And right now, E.J. Tackett leading the way, perfect through 6.
Belmo left a 4-pin in his last frame. And back on a strike streak potentially for Jason Belmonte. Buttripp 7-pin in his 4th frame. 9 spare. With a strike after that. Falls with another strike. These bowlers, RP, are tearing up the lanes.
They certainly are. And of course, we say that, and that happens. The curse of Bo. With all respect, Mr. Nelson Burton Jr.
Or the curse of Rhino, maybe. I mean, I brought it up.
And I'm sitting next to you, so it's like guilt through
Doesn't quite
osmosis.
count. Simo, how does he respond from the open frame? Looking for a little help on the 7-pin, doesn't get it. Tackett 3-6-10, got that, no problem for EJ. Spectacular 5-win season for EJ Tackett. All smiles for now.
And I know it's a lot to follow, but folks, just take a look at this max score numbers right here on your screen, and that gives you an idea of where all the players are at. And that max score obviously means that if the players were to strike out from this point forward, that's what their score would end up.
Powerful righty. Wow. A bucket leave there for Kevin McCune. Only 6. Over 3 weeks, beat 3 of the 4 best bowlers in the world. And 3 of the 4 he was going to eventually face here in Jupiter. An amazing run. Meteoric, really. Belmo help on the 10-pin.
Good cover on the bucket for Kevin McCune. And what a weekend for him. Last weekend, capturing the players.
Extraordinary. Good ball reaction. Wow, EJ Tackett.
1.1 board. That's
all the way over.
That's getting it back. And, you know, EJ's kind of has that right lane to himself because he's the only one not throwing urethane. He's way left and really opening up that right lane.
Buttriff, so common, he's the lone lefty on the show. Had success in this building through 300. PBA Tour Finals a few years back. Bolero here in Jupiter. He told us pre-show it's always good to be back here. Had success before. Whoa! Blistering pace into the pocket.
Yeah, that should be a felony assault right there. Shot by Simo. What a season he's had.
2 titles, 11 top 5 finishes, 14 in the top 10.
You know the record for top 5 finishes this season? Johnny Petraglia, 1971. He had 15.
15 top 10s.
And isn't it
more events back then, though?
And isn't it apropos? Actually, there wasn't a lot of events that year.
Okay.
I can't remember the exact number. It was in the low 20s, mid 20s. But isn't it apropos the right lane named after Johnny Petraglia?
Perfect. Belmo. Help on the 10 down.
Let me just correct that. The Petraglia pattern is the long pattern on the left. And it's the Del Ballard oil pattern, the short on the right. 36 and 46.
I still love the historical connection. Watch out. It was a missed 7-pin.
Max score EJ Tackett 277. Belmonte still has a possible 279. Tackett will finish on the right lane. And now Simonson with the urethane on the right lane.
Do you like the choices, the ball choices so far?
It's been a trend. They use urethane on the shorter pattern, and then obviously the reactive on the longer pattern. They get in to the middle part of the lane on the left and play out on the right.
Blistering pace, blistering shot again from McCune, extraordinary.
Belmonte here in the 9th to maintain the lead here in game 1. You got to watch for early check, early hook on that right lane with the urethane balls.
Stretch run, big shot. Somehow.
Kidding me?
The 9-pin stands. How? Foundation frame here, Buttriff. Some struggles. Does strike in his 9th frame. trying to stay out of last place in this round one. It's all about positioning today at the Super Slam Cup. Nine pin for Bello, who has a Super Slam. One of two bowlers to do just that. An extraordinary career for Jason Belmonte. Hall of Fame bound, so is this guy. That's better for Simo.
It's funny when you say Simonson, Hall of Fame bound, he's only 26. But he has all the street creds for the Hall of Fame already.
Tackett finds the range on that right lane with a big hook into the pocket.
Tackett now in the 260s. And 9 spare for Tackett, and he will be the leader after game 1. Oh my goodness.
Or that.
Wow, that came back from Fort Lauderdale.
Demolishes the rack again. Those pins had no chance against E.J. Tackett.
Simonson's going to shoot 236. Tackett 277 possible right here. McCune his best 265 as you see the max scores. So Tackett will get first choice. For game 2, he said, hey, I've got that pick. I'm going to go first. I want to post something. I want to give the boys something to shoot at.
Right. Leader of the pack. I like the mentality. Always about winning first for E.J. Dust settles. The bowlers will pick the order coming up. Round 2. Positioning day continues here in Jupiter. Ten pin for the youngster from the Hoosier State. Belmont wants second.
Strike 9 spare will do it.
Great shot.
He didn't like it.
Yeah, I heard the reaction.
Yeah, he got it in and laid there, and he was surprised.
Ended up in a perfect spot.
Belmonte's going to grab that second spot here in game 1. And he'll be able to determine if he wants to go second, third, fourth, or fifth.
So knowing EJ will take the first spot, if you're Belmont, what are you thinking about? You want to be number 2?
You know, it's a great question. I mean, there's so much that you have to take into consideration. The re-oil after every game. Does Belmonte, since he can't start, does he want to finish last so he knows exactly what he has to shoot? Does that play into the strategy? And then keep in mind that the pins carry over. So E.J. Tackett is going to have an 18-pin advantage over Belmonte going into that game 2.
Every shot matters. Here in round 1. Good help on the 10-pin there for Buttriff. All smiles for the player of the year to be. E.J. Tackett, spectacular season.
Needs 9 for the 3rd pick.
Got 10.
There it is.
Round 1 complete here in Jupiter. E.J. Tackett takes the top spot with a 276 game, so he has the top pick for positioning round 2, and this will be the order for round 2 of bowling today here in Jupiter. EJ, Belmo, Buttriff, McCune, and Simonson. The bowlers average 252. Tremendous bowling here in round 1. EJ Tackett, #1 bowler, joined now by Kimberly Pressler.
Thanks, Dave. So, EJ, you're continuing the theme of this season. You have the highest score going into today, but you got to choose what position you wanted to go in the next round, and you chose first. Why?
Well, you know, I'm a golfer, so it's going out there, bowl the best game that I can, be the leader in the clubhouse, post a good score. Hopefully I can come put a good score together again, the game we're bowling later, and sit around and wait and see what the other guys do.
Now, you also get to decide if you want to go on the right or the left. Which have you chosen?
I think I'm going to do the exact same thing I did that, which is start on the left lane and finish on the right. My ball reaction on the right lane is pretty good. I feel very comfortable with it, and I'm gonna go with that again.
Good luck to you today.
Thank you.
EJ Tackett, player of the year to be. Tremendous again here in Jupiter. Underway. Round 1 is in the books. And Tackett is the top bowler. Much more on the way here on FS1. The PBA on FS1 is sponsored by Guaranteed Rate. Want to move fast? With same-day mortgage, you can go from application to approval and as fast as 1 day to get you closing on the home of your dreams in just 10 days. Learn more at rate.com. And by Bolero, the #1 place to bowl, party, and play with over 325 locations nationwide. Head to Bolero.com today to find a center near you. Historic and beautiful, Jupiter, Florida, saw the Jupiter Inlet Lighthouse that opened in 1860. Here at Bolero, just a few miles down the road. Packed house today, getting set for some great bowling. Let's check out the dual oil patterns, Randy.
Yeah, and like I said earlier, Del Ballard oil pattern on the right, Johnny Petraglia on the left, 46 feet and 36 feet. You can see just how different they are. But check this out. I think this is kind of cool. One lefty on the show, Jacob Buttriff. The right-handers and Jacob, they're actually going to cross paths halfway, or excuse me, 15 feet down the lane, right about the arrows. See those two lines crossing right in the middle of the lane.
Final practice session here for EJ Tackett. A reminder of the scores, 276 in the first seeding round game. He'll be by himself, solo bowling today. It'll be unique. What an event, match of the year, Randy, and for my money, you and I have done this 20 years together. One of the best events I've ever been a part of. The World Championship, Wauwatosa Bolero, Belmo Tackett head-to-head in the championship match.
Yeah, it was a great match, a match for the ages, and Jason Belmonte took it all the way down to the 10th frame, climbing the ladder. EJ Tackett needed a double in the 10th frame. There's the first hit, and this is for the win. Spectacular match.
Unforgettable second major of the year, 5th title of the season. 4 majors for EJ.
A 21-time PBA Tour champion with 4 major titles, the 2016 PBA Player of the Year, EJ Tackett.
'21 career titles, our 13th in PBA Tour history. One ahead of Jones, Monticelli, Ritker, and Webb. Come on, ball! Gets started. Trip 10 pin all by himself out there. No opponent. It's just EJ versus EJ in the lanes.
Yeah, and it's all about pacing, right? You want to find that rhythm and that pace. You don't want to go too fast. You don't want to go too slow. You find that really good rhythm, and then you just stay with it.
Next up on the list is the Medford Meteor himself, Marshall Holman, as you see EJ's arsenal. 22 titles for 12th in tour history. So the right lane, whoa! Touch high, 3-6-10 standing.
Didn't like it for obvious reasons. 3-6-10 for EJ Tackett. Doesn't get it far enough to the right, and it goes right through the nose. He is using a Blue Coral Venom on the right lane and a VIP on the left lane.
Now, we talked to all the bowlers pre-show about the mentality of being by yourself out there. This is different. Kind of like practice, except a lot more on the line. This is a seeding round for tomorrow's live show on Fox at 2 Eastern. Super Slam Cup presented by Bolero Championship. It'll be stepladder bowling. Third frame. 10 pin. As EJ told Kimberly, wanted to be first out of the gate. No hesitation in choosing that number 1 seed. To be the leader in round 2. Hoping to be the top seed tomorrow. We shall see. He'll post the first number.
Well, it's going to get interesting now because EJ actually had a chance to grab the number 1 seed. He would have had to have shot 285 or better.
His wife Natalie's here. And next to Natalie is
Mark Calcavecchia, 1989 British Open champ, won at Royal Troon. EJ took some money off of him on Thursday, from what I hear.
right lane. That's a little better.
Beauty. So if EJ would have started this game spare sheet, that's 290. He would have guaranteed himself the number 1 seed. Or he needed to start game 2 with the front 10 in a row. He has not eliminated anyone as of yet in terms of grabbing that number 1 seed for tomorrow.
2016 Player of the Year. Bring it 10 pin. Oh. And the pin action across the deck almost kicked it out last second.
That sucks.
Carry issues early on for EJ Tackett halfway through this game. 10 pin in the third, 10 pin in the fifth.
You stink, 10.
On the Petraglia on the left. 46 feet. Guys, the 10 pin back to Kimberly.
EJ, a little bit different start from this morning for you. What adjustments do you need to make to find some strikes?
Yeah, the first shot on the right lane wasn't very good. The second one was good. Couple decent shots on the left lane. The last one was good. It just didn't strike. Might have to make a little move, a little hand adjustment, but need to string something together here to put some pressure on the boys.
Good luck to you.
Thank you.
All right, Joe, thanks for that.
Sorry, Dave. 372 thus far this season, and a lot more money up for grabs here at the Super Slam Cup presented by Bolero. 100,000 to the winner.
100K. Great to have the access in the middle of the game. EJ speaking with Kimberly. Always talked about the unique format. Never done this before. Had solo bowling. Right lane. He struggles continue a little bit. These 6, 9, 10.
What was that?
Yeah, another big miss left. You can see it by the numbers. On the lane he chose to finish on, he really likes this right lane in the shorter pattern.
Saw the max score for game 2. 276 game 1.
And again, all 5 of our players today are not eliminated. This is for positioning into tomorrow's stepladder finals. 2-game total pinfall. EJ Tackett started game 1 276. Right now he's at 196 through 6 frames.
And Belmo, the 258 game, is next. Right now it's all EJ all the time. Love this format. Chance to watch a complete game for the superstars of the sport uninterrupted.
EJ Tackett deceptively strong for his size and creates as much power with his thumb in it than the two-handers do without using their thumbs.
Triple Crown winner. Top seed in 4 of the 5 majors this year. That's better, right lane. Exercised his demons of struggling on TV. That's all thing of the past for this guy now.
This is a beauty here after a couple of shots that went high on that right lane. He gives this one enough space, and he is now working on a double with a max score of 236 for 2 games. That would give him a total of 512.
4 strikes, breakdown, left lane, right lane. Dual pattern, big challenge. And that crunches the pocket left lane with power. Huge year for Tackett, as Randy talked about with earnings. Now, this is not an official PBA Tour title. $100,000 does count toward your season earnings total.
Where the hell are you?
Okay, dial in. So 100 grand here could put Kyle Troop's all-time record of nearly 500,000 in jeopardy.
Execute right here. Get into the 230s and then sit back and watch.
Looks for 5 in a row. Had to hurry. No help on the 10 pin.
Gosh, dang it.
May have gotten around this shot just a little bit. Watch the bottom of the swing.
Dang it, EJ.
Sure looked like it, and that caused the ball to skid a little farther down the lane, coming behind the head pin, and does not get the tomahawk on the 10.
.276, 225, back to KP.
EJ, you made the adjustments that you wanted to, but you said that you liked that right lane earlier, but, oh goodness, it didn't seem to like you too much today. What was happening out there?
The 2-7 counts were just really bad shots. And the 9 count there was just, again, not my best shot that I've thrown. You know, got to 501. It's doable for these other guys, but they're definitely going to have to throw a bunch of strikes. So, you know, you never know what can happen.
Will you end up with a 225? Do you think it's going to hold off so you keep that #1 spot?
Honestly, I don't know. It's really weird bowling out here by yourself. So it's a lot different environment. It really is. It's a lot different feel. So it might not. You know, I have a chance to be first. I might be 5th. You never know. We'll see what happens in a few short games.
No matter what, we're going to see you in the finals tomorrow.
Thank you.
Hey, Kimberly, thanks a lot. It's very interesting to hear from EJ. First time doing this, very unique setting here at the Super Slam Cup presented by Bolero. 501 total for EJ. Belmo, after the 258 round 1 score, will try to surpass that in round 2 next here on FS1. The great two-hander from down under, Jason Belmonte, on the way. Jason Belmonte, PBA Tournament champions. We flash back to March 19th in Fairlawn, Ohio, outside Akron, iconic pair of lanes, 27-28. And you've been there so many times. You've won there, and Belmo did it. The 6th seed defeated the top seed, EJ Tackett, 246-179. His record-setting 4th career TOC title. Some practice shots here as Belmo finishes up before his game. They'll try to surpass Tackett. Tonight on Fox, Mookie Betts and the Dodgers take on the Cardinals. And then Julio Rodriguez leads the Mariners against the Braves tonight at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific on Fox and the Fox Sports app. Baseball coming your way. The TOC for Belmo, 15th career major, 31st career title. You see the numbers, EJ 501 through 2 games.
Belmonte needs 244 to go around Belmonte, but he's going to try to post the biggest game he can.
I'm good.
He owns 31 career PBA Tour titles and is the all-time majors king with 15. 7-time PBA Player of the Year, Jason Belmonte.
Here we go with Belmo. The 31 titles, 7th all-time PBA Tour history. 3 shy of tying the late great Markarov for 6th. Belmo told us pre-show he wants to do this a while longer. He'll turn 40 this year. Still very much in his prime.
And immediately something different that we didn't see from Tackett. Belmonte going with urethane on the right lane, the shorter of the 2 patterns. That's the Del Ballard 36-footer. Seen that motion and shape before. Several times. Reactive resin on the left lane. He's going with Fate. On the left lane, Pitch Black on the right.
Double trouble!
Come on, Jason.
Didn't like the 2-4 standing.
Well, he didn't like this shot, and you heard the reaction. But just the 2-4 standing.
Takes care of business there. Belmo won 6 straight matches on TV. Outside Akron for that TOC title back in March. Incredible. Arsenal for Belmo. Keep in mind, we have re-oil for each bowler here today all the way through the 5. So Belmo on the fresh here. Right lane. Came in a touch shot. Leads the 4-pin.
Bad shot on the left, and then this is a big tug on the right lane for Belmonte. Good 2 boards inside a target, just leaving the 4-pin, and that's because he's using urethane. Reactive resin would have gone through the nose of Brooklyn easily.
Four-pin there. At 1 point of the TOC in 58th place, all the way to win it. As we saw in that flashback, he's tied the great Walter Williams Jr. for most all-time Chris Schenkel Player of the Year honors. It won't happen this year, but he was fantastic in 2022. Emblematic of his great season, E.J. Tackett, the leader in this event so far. Round 2, it is seeding day. The Super Slam Cup.
Well, you can tell he liked that shot as soon as it left his hand, just by his posture at the foul line. This guy's a statue when he lets go of it.
John, may I please take a re-rack?
Watch this. I mean, if there were birds in the building, they would have landed on him.
Excellence personified.
You can tell already that the pace is completely different with Belmonte than it was with Tackett. Tackett much more up-tempo. Belmonte really taking his time, taking a re-rack right here in frame 5.
Allowed 2 re-racks as you would in a standard head-to-head match. So 1 lap for Belmo. Good point, RP. Drastically different pace. Good frame, works on strike. 10-pin late, down it goes. Unique format, brand new to the PBA, Kimberly.
Jason, you needed 244 to get around EJ to secure the #1 spot or get ahead of him. So what do you got to do to make that happen?
Yeah, I think it's just my tempo, you know, with just the one of us on the pair of lanes. She goes a little quicker, so that's an unusual feeling. So just to kind of slow myself down, make some good shots like the last 2, and hopefully we get the rest of them.
Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Heard a boom in the crowd, Kimberly. Thanks for that. 6-frame. Belmo tries for the turkey. Registration for the inaugural 2023 PBA LBC National Championships is now open to all bowlers of all skill levels from all centers this summer in Milwaukee. You can compete in singles as well as optional doubles and team events. Even combine your scores with the pros. Enter today at PBA.com.
How about $100,000 up for grabs and a chance to bowl on television? I mean, if that's not enough, forget it.
I'm enter everybody. Get into it. And we'll see you in Portland, Maine in September.
Wait, are you going to be there?
I'm going to be there.
I'm not going to. Yeah, it's
So
going to
you're
be
not coming now?
pretty exciting to watch that new event that's been put together with Bolero and the PBA Tour, showcasing some of our stars and some great bowlers across the country, and bowlers that just love to have fun and love the game. And speaking of love, Belmonte, we kind of loved that last shot. 3 in a row now. Give him another 3 and he's in the high 240s.
Would be enough to go around EJ. That looks awfully good in the right lane for Belmo.
There's your max score number right there. And again, remember, 244 is enough to go around EJ Tackett, but it certainly does not solidify the #1 position for tomorrow's stepladder finals. There's 3 other players behind Belmonte that have something to say about that. And those 3 players are Anthony Simonson, Jacob Buttriff, and our newest major champion, Kevin McCune. Not to be confused with Eugene McCune. That's his dad.
No one will ever do that again. Tackett the leader for now. Belmo for the nickel. No help on the 10-pin.
I'll take a picture of that. It's not often you see Jason Belmonte playing this type of angle, leaving a flat 10. Six-pin goes to the sidewall, ends up dead in the gutter.
Ten-pin there, Belmo no problem. Along with Mike Alba, the only 2 to achieve the Super Slam Cup, the career Super Slam. Winning all 5 of the major events on the tour in their career.
John, can I please take my second rewrite?
See, and again, we talk about the pace. Belmonte is actually taking a seat in between shots, like he would normally do in a 2-player match. Another re-rack for Belmonte, just trying to pace himself.
What would you do in this situation?
Again, you find a pace that you're real comfortable with, and you know, all the players on today's telecast are very fast players once they step up on the approach. Belmonte takes a little more time getting there.
Interesting, uses both re-racks. And has help on the 7-pin. And it can wait.
You have no idea how big that was right there. That break keeps him alive to still go around EJ Tackett, but he'll need a double and 6 pins here in the 10th frame. Watch this pin action. Oh, 4-pin. Wait, I got a little left for you, 7. Take that.
Just enough of a punch on the 7 to knock it down. A double and 6. As Randy said, to go around EJ. Maybe the first one. There it is.
Violent slap on the 10 that time instead of the weak 10 that he left in the 8th frame. This time the 6-pin goes to the sidewall and caves the 10 out.
Gone to the water. He sat down, 2 re-racks, a 180 from EJ's approach, which will get out there and mow him down as fast as he could. Striking 6, and he becomes, at least for now, the top seed.
Just going through his process like he does every shot. Nothing's changed.
Well, that worked out pretty well, didn't it?
Boom goes the dynamite.
I was waiting for a potential boom. That's only when you win the tournament, I think.
Did you ask him that?
He says he saves it only for his biggest moments.
Well, if I was a betting man, and I'm not, I would bet that Belmonte's going to get 6 or better on this next shot and will be that #1 scorer after 2 games, but we still have 3 players behind him.
Buttriff, McCune, Simonson. 246, 244, and 236 games. The pins carry over. 6 for the top seed. Got it! It is the satisfying moment of the match. Sponsored by Snickers. Nothing satisfies like a Snickers. Belmo takes the lead. And goes around E.J. Tackett. Joined now by Kimberly.
So, Jason, you needed 2 and 6 in the 10th, and it came right down to the wire. Walk us through the point of view from you.
Well, I mean, I needed 2 and 6 to get past EJ, but we've still got 3 more fellas with pretty decent scores on the board. So I'm a little disappointed in myself in the 8th frame. I definitely didn't quite catch it the way I wanted to, but in order to get to the top seed, I knew I had to get past EJ at least. So to give myself a chance, caught a very fortuitous break there in the 9th and capitalized on it in the 10th. So now I get to go and chill out and watch the boys, and yeah, hopefully they bowl, 505 and down.
You know, the thing is you were talking about how you were a little disappointed in yourself, but you bowled really well, and that kind of seems to be the theme throughout this year, because we've talked in previous years and how high you set the bar for yourself. Now, you might have not made as many shows as you want to, but you're sitting 3rd in the earnings. You won a major, and now you set yourself up to go for $100,000. How would you describe this season?
Yeah, it's a little difficult to be openly honest, because internally I feel like it's been a very disappointing season. When you say that out aloud, and as you just said, you win a major and you come 2nd in a major and you're 3rd in every category. It's not a horrible season by very many people's standards. But, when I leave my home and my family, I want to make every single shot count. And this year I felt like there were a lot of shots that I didn't make count. But we have a really good chance this weekend to make 100,000.
And to make it count.
So fingers crossed. Like I said, I'm going to go and chill out, grab a... Boy, it is... You guys at home don't understand. It is extremely hot on set. It is unbelievable. So I'm going to get myself an ice pack, and then I'm going to chill out.
And you get to do it all again tomorrow. We'll see you then.
Yeah, absolutely. Cheers.
Kimberly, thanks. Belmo's been in the U.S. since January. Been a while. 5:06 as he posts the 248 in Game 2. Buttriff, McCune, and Simonson still to come to try to go around the current leader, Jason Belmonte. Who's next? Our only lefty. And he's spectacular. Major champion in his own right, Jacob Buttriff. Let's flash back April 18, 2021, Bolero Annandale in Northern Virginia, the inaugural PBA Super Slam non-title special event featuring all 5 major champs from the 2021 season. Francois Lavoie qualified for PBA Super Slam, won the TOC that year, held here at Jupiter at Bolero, and defeated Kyle Troup 247-202 in the final to win the $100,000 payday in 2021 for Frankie. Tomorrow on Fox 2 Eastern. Also streaming on the Fox Sports app, the PBA Super Slam presented by Bolero Stepladder Championship Round. Who are the PBA players picking to win the PBA Super Slam Cup? We're about to find out on today's Pressing Questions with Kimberly Pressler, presented by Go Bowling.
Francois, who's your pick for the Super Slam this year?
I'm going to go with Simonson. He's had a pretty good year already, kind of eclipsed by EJ. EJ's probably going to be Bowler of the Year, so I want to give the Super Slam to Simon.
I got to give it to EJ because he's no one. I mean, I've bowled to his left every tournament so far this year, almost every tournament it feels like. And I don't see anyone else doing the things that he's doing right now, and it's pretty impressive to watch.
It's going to be tough. It's not going to be an easy one to win, but hopefully me.
I have to go with Jacob Buttriff. He's such a nice kid that I root for him all the time.
Jason, who's your pick for the Super Slam?
If I had to pick, it's kind of a toss-up between Simo and EJ because they're just bowling so out of their mind right now.
It's hard not to say Simo because he's having an incredible year, just like EJ, but his worst finish is 10th. That's crazy. That's some people's best finish.
Chris, who's your pick for the Super Slam?
Simo all day, without a shadow of a doubt. Jay is a good friend of mine, but Simo's my boy. I think he's gonna take it home.
Marshall, who you got for the Super Slam?
Selfishly, I want either Simo or EJ to win because that means a couple free dinners for me.
Like, you got this creative guy in Simo that plays the lanes like no one else can play him. But then you have EJ he just throws 8-baggers every game. So if I had to pick, go with Simo. Simo. Final answer.
Final answer, are you sure?
No.
You want to phone a friend?
Yeah, Simo, are you going to win?
All right, Kimberly, thanks for that. Some interesting answers. There's the lefty. Jacob Buttriff, 246 in game one. Needs a 261 to go around Tackett and Belmo. We'll see him bowl solo next. Let's flash back. April 18th, PBA Scorpion Championship, part of the Guaranteed Rate World Series of Bowling in Wauwatosa, Wisconsin. The top seed, Jacob Buttriff, knocked off EJ Tackett 225-217, won his 8th career PBA Tour title. EJ couldn't get a 10-pin when he needed it late, and Buttriff on the bench, so emotional. First win in nearly 4 years since the 2019 PBA Lubbock Sports Shootout for Jacob Buttriff.
And the 8-time PBA Tour champion with one major title, Jacob Buttriff.
Butters is back. 4th place finish at the World Championship. Got him here. 246, needs a 261 after the opening game to surpass Belmo and Tackett for the top seed. Tomorrow stepladder final to Eastern on Fox.
And like Belmonte, Buttriff choosing to start on the right lane. Remember, typically when we watch a two-player match, the match is started on the left lane by player A. Player B gets up on the right and bowls on the right and left. But here, these players get to decide what lane they want to start on, which determines what lane they finish on. EJ Tackett, thus far, the only player to start on the left lane and finish on the right.
Stubborn 7-pin for Buttriff.
Pretty good shot here, leaving the ring in 7. Jacob Buttriff, again, changed his approach to spare shooting. He used to throw it straight and hard, back his wrist down, and now he's kind of using the same approach that he does on a strike ball. He just uses plastic. Purple hammer on both lanes, but they're two different bowling balls for Jacob Buttriff. And again, his scores that he needs here in game 2, 261 to go around Jason Belmonte, 256 to go around EJ Tackett.
Oh, nearly has split. That would have been a problem. Instead, just a 7-pin for Buttriff. 246 opening game. Now it's about trying to surpass EJ and Belmo.
Jacob Buttriff, game 1, 246. Remember, it is 2 games, total pinfall to determine our seeding for tomorrow's stepladder finals. Look out. All right. He did miss one in that game 1 opener. It's back-to-back 7 pins. A nice break there on the right lane for Buttriff.
All about the max number.
Yeah, and you see it right there, 269. And again, 261 is what he needs to go around Jason Belmonte.
In this building, you and I called it July 18th, 2020. PBA Tour Finals, a 300 game for Buttrick. With shots like that, it was then the 28th all-time televised 300 game. There since have been several more, to 34 total.
Can I take a re-rack, John?
Schroep and Belmo both had a 300 game. The PBA Tour Finals outside Seattle last year. The beer frame sponsored by Pabst Blue Ribbon of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Ask for the original and please drink responsibly. Signage led us right to that. Perfect. Perfect. Six pin.
Well, now he can't go around either Jason Belmonte or EJ Tackett.
Has a six pin, so that changes things dramatically. Hoping for third. Kimberly, as he joins you live.
So, Jacob, you're making good shots, but you're having a hard time finding strikes. What's the issue out there?
Just a bad shot in the third frame. I got a little quick with it. Trying to stay level tempoed. It's a little hot in here too, so kind of like speedballing almost. So just kind of try to be a little bit more consistent with my ball speed and try to go up there and execute better shots.
We'll let you get back to it.
Yeah, Jacob, it might be a little hot in here, but that hair is on point, brother.
He looks good. He looks really good. The second event, this year's WSOB, the Scorpion Championship. That was his win on April 18th we talked about. His 8th title. What a week that was in Wauwatosa. Tackett, Buttrick, Ogle, and EJ again to wrap up the World Championship. After USA
Next
World.
Uh-oh.
6-8 split.
All right, he's going to try to get the ball over here to the right side of the six pin, Dave, and cut it over into the 8.
Let's go!
Misses both.
It's a good attempt.
Good try.
He had the right idea, but he wasn't able to skin the six pin. So now he knows he can't go around Belmo. He can't go around EJ Tackett. And now he's hoping he can grab that third seed. But Simonson and young Kevin McCune will have something to say about that coming up right after this.
Can't wait. McCune's next. 2:44 game in his opener. Simo 2:36. The game scores roll over into game 2. That's better. Dual oil patterns here today in Jupiter.
A little light mixture there for Buttrick, and he's like, wow. Last week against McCune, man, did he struggle. Said the lanes are a little bit different, and he just felt like he got trapped. He was never able to make the adjustments necessary. And it's looking like the same way right now.
2, 4, 6, 7 split. This is tough.
Cut the 2 into the 4, or excuse me, 2 into the 6. The ball takes out 4 and 7.
Cannot complete the feat. And the max number continues to nosedive here for Buttrick.
Well, as gettable
Hotter
as
than Arizona in here. Whew.
Hotter than Arizona in here. I don't know, Jake. I've been to Arizona.
He lives there, so
And he lives there.
Feeling right at home, I guess.
I think the score actually has a little to do that as well. And Ryan does his ball reaction because it's not very good. Could have something to do with the re-oil, folks. Remember that we re-oil after every game, and typically on the PBA Tour, what we see day in and day out is as the tournament progresses and the lanes get stripped and re-oiled, the oil pattern, even though it's the exact same oil pattern that we start with at the beginning of the week that we use throughout the event, the oil pattern tends to get flatter and it tends to get a little tougher.
Finish out this game in style. Needed a 261 to get around Pelmo and Tackett. That clearly is not going to happen. McCune, 244 first game. Simo, a 236 are next. In the 4th and 5th positions after round 1. Busy day here at Valero in Jupiter, Florida. Unique format. Solo bowling. 10 goes down late. Sellout crowd into it here.
Max score for Buttriff, 193. He's got to assume that the two right-handers coming up behind him, Simonson and next Kevin McCune, are going to go around him. So, you know, the mindset is, all right, I'm going to be in that opening match. No big deal. I have the left side of the lane to myself, and maybe I get on a hot streak and I can climb the ladder.
All the bowlers on today's show will compete tomorrow, step ladder. This is Seeding Saturday at the Super Slam Cup presented by Valero here on FS1. .190 game 2, 436, 2-game total. Next, McCune and then Simonson. Fun to watch so far. Kevin McCune, the youngster from outside Chicago. Indiana native, talented baseball player growing up. Great bowler now. Can't wait to watch him in action. Last Sunday, May 14th, Mother's Day, Valero, North Brunswick in New Jersey. PBA Players Championship presented by Snickers. Kevin McCune swept Jacob Buttriff in 3 games to win his first career title in the season's final major. Became the first player to win their first title at a major since Chris Fyfe, the 2021 U.S. Open. Fyfe also knocked out Buttriff in that final. In the 3rd game, 221-75. It was never close. Kevin McCune, a PBA Tour champion, a major champion as well. That was his final practice shot a moment ago. Dave, Randy, Kimberly with you. PBA final events on Fox this season.
The 2023 PBA Players Championship winner, Kevin McCune.
Take a bow, Kevin. You earned it.
You start on the left lane. Traglia 46-footer. What does he need? 263 to surpass Belmo. 258 for the second spot. 193 to get by Buttriff. For third. After a 244 earlier today. Oh, this guy can bring it.
Oh, yes, sir. He certainly can. Look at that. There's some horsepower behind that throw. Big, strong young man. It can really bring some heat and some thunder. But not only just ball speed, he's got a lot of power, a lot of RPMs.
What a great young guy, too. I know he spent a lot of time with him the last couple weeks in Jersey. And see his arsenal.
I got past the second. I made it.
Crushes the 1-3 pocket. This is as humble a young man as you can be. Low-key, a smile on his face all the time.
Yeah, and his arsenal just came up a second ago. He's using Purple Hammer on the right lane and Innovative Solid, which is a reactive ball on the left. But yeah, I concur with everything you just said about Kevin.
Thumped Buttriff, 206, 178, 246, 204, and 220, 175. In the 3 games last week. Oh! And he's looking really good here today.
Hey, folks, you want to have some fun, grab a cold one, take a seat on the couch, and watch Kevin McCune slinging wood.
Third generation PBA star. Amazing, 24 years old. Dad Eugene, grandfather Don, who won 8 titles. Great bowlers. What a bowling family. And a Mother's Day to remember for McCune last week.
Oh, no! Thought about it, didn't go.
Tap on the 10, but not enough. This guy's bringing the sauce. Talk about him being a great baseball player growing up. 2-time high school state champion, he told us yesterday. Ooh, that thing's moving. 10-pin there. He played in front of 25,000 fans in Indianapolis 2 years in a row in high school, so wasn't too bothered by the pressure last week with his dad watching, and of course Don, the 8 titles. What a family.
Yeah, really unique. Obviously, there's only one family that's done it 3 times. I used to bowl against his dad, Eugene, the Rocket. Eugene could do it all, though. He didn't just fire it. He could stand way left and hook it coast to coast.
Another McCune is on the scene here.
Whoa! 10-pin falls from a concussion. It had so much stuff coming at it.
The 10-pin's going to need some time to recover from that, Kimberly.
Kevin, you were clearly bringing the winning momentum that you had from last week when you won your major here today because, goodness, you have 4 strikes to start. What is working for you?
I'm just trying to stick with the same game plan as last weekend. I mean, they're pretty similar patterns. It's just a couple different balls and trying to keep the pocket in play, and if they fall, they fall.
You got 5 more frames. Good luck.
Thank you.
Tomorrow, USFL action continues on FS1 and Fox. First at noon Eastern, the New Orleans Breakers take on the Philadelphia Stars. Here on FS1, and at 4, the New Jersey Generals battle the Houston Gamblers on Fox. Great football on the way. McCune is mowing them down. 263 to surpass Tackett for the top seed needed on tomorrow's step ladder.
Almost 22 miles an hour with a full photon torpedo right at the 1-3 pocket.
Can I give it a wow and an oh baby at the same time?
Well, I mean, it's your show. You do whatever you want, but yeah, I don't know if there's enough adjectives to describe this man. He's very unique and very fun to watch. Again, we talk about his arsenal. Black Widow 2.0 on the left lane, Purple Hammer on the right.
That ball is sizzling down lane. That's what he needs to overcome Belmo and become the top seed. Think this one through. Maybe someone move down lane a little bit and go back through the routine, and why not? 2:44 in the first game held earlier today here at Bolero. Solo bowling continues on FS1. Unique, brand new. Belmo the leader for now. On fire.
Wow. 6-pin goes to the sidewall, just rips to the 10 across the pin deck. Look at that. Little one board left and with his feet and target on that left lane. Nice adjustment. And right now he's going at a 279 pace. He needs 263 to take the lead from Jason Belmonte after 2 games.
Oh! Down goes a 10-pin. This guy is special. Bursting onto the scene with a Players' Championship last week, and he is showing up today.
Anytime you see a player go down on one knee like that, that means they love it. They love the shot. They love the execution. It feels perfect coming out of their hand, and the result is perfect.
shrapnel. Sawdust remains in the pit. That's all.
Well, he told the ball to lay off, to hold, and that's because he got it inside a target, but at that velocity, it did just that. You see him pushing it right, coaxing it right. It was right in the pocket. Get the chamois out, clean that urethane ball off, and step up for a chance to take the lead here.
And we have a Pabst six-pack alert. If Kevin strikes here, he'll win $1,000. Sponsored by Pabst Blue Ribbon of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Please remember to drink responsibly. How about it, youngster? Not this time. 4-8 stands.
Max score now is only 257, and with that shot right there, he no longer has a chance to go around Jason Belmonte, but he can't go around E.J. Tackett either. The best he can do is lock up third, but that will depend on young Anthony Simonson.
And the youngster's frustrated because he had a chance to be the top seed, just one win for $100,000 tomorrow on Fox.
Yeah, there's a good chance he just got too amped up on that first ball and threw it too fast, and that's why it came in light.
A strike there for Kevin. 257. To update you on the scores. A little frustrated. 501, so the 257 ties Tackett for second, but E.J. Tackett, as the #1 bowler heading into round 2, does get the tiebreak. The on-lane graphics you see, including the oil patterns, which are projected on today's lanes, courtesy of Clutch Bowling. Looking great as always. Who is that guy? I love it.
I don't know, but that's not very flattering. Just saying. Take a look at our standings. After 4 players, we are down to 1. Simonson still has a shot at capturing the #1 seed going into tomorrow's stepladder finals. But you see, Tackett and Kevin McCune tied at 501. The tiebreaker is broken because E.J. Tackett has more major championship points coming into this event.
Now we have it clarified. All good. We can't wait to watch this guy, the sensational Anthony Simonson. See if he can surpass the leaders when we return. Let's flash back April 2nd. Thunderbolt Lanes, Allen Park, Michigan, outside Detroit. Qualifying as the #1 seed, knocked off Michael Martell, 243, 222. 5th major of his career, 12th career PBA Tour title for these young superstar Anthony Simonson. 3-time Masters champion. Was he pumped in the Motor City? You bet. Youngest player ever to win 5 major championships as Anthony Simonson finishes up practice here in Jupiter, Florida today.
He absolutely dominated that event, and Mike Martell got into that title match, and he had to beat Anthony Simonson not once but twice. That wasn't going to happen. As you take a look where we are right now, Simonson needs 271 to go around Jason Belmonte, 266 to claim that second spot. If there was a tie with Tackett McCune, it would go to Simonson above McCune because of major championship points. Remember, E.J. Tackett 1 in that category, Simonson 2.
A 12-time PBA Tour champion with 5 major titles, Anthony Simonson.
Part of the Bermuda Triangle we talked about, top of the broadcast, the incredible Anthony Simonson. 26 years old, 5 majors, 12 titles. That's something. 2 titles this year.
He's going with pitch black right out of the gate on the right lane. And remember, we once again had a re-oil. So every player on today's telecast gets to bowl on a fresh pattern. Not so sure that's an advantage when you have this many re-oils in one day in such a short period of time.
Solo bowling, brand new. Very unique to the PBA Tour. All the bowlers we talked to, including Simonson, really weren't sure what to expect. He's going to go through his normal routine, try not to rush things. The high first game, 276 for EJ, the best in round 2. McCune's 257.
And like everyone except EJ Tackett and Jacob Buttriff, Simonson, urethane on the right lane, he's going with reactive on the left.
Come on, give me that strike, Simon.
Ooh, good break there. He's using an idle Cosmos to start on that left lane, Dave, and a nice break right there, tripping the 10 out late. And again, I talked to EJ after his game, and then I talked to Jason Belmonte. They all said the same thing. After every re-oil, they start to hook a little bit earlier. They start to get a little tighter down lane, and the pattern seems to flatten out. And what does that mean? It means the scoring pace tends to get lower.
In this case, the number's all about a 271. Won't be easy. That's for first. 266 for second. Step ladder bowling tomorrow on Fox 2 Eastern. Wrap up the Super Slam Cup presented by Bolero. In addition to the USBC Masters, you saw the Wichita Classic. So 2 titles this year. That's a lot better.
%120% effort created by that motion going to the foul line for Simonson. And we always talk about how talented he is and what he can do with a bowling ball. I think it's interesting, like when the 5 players were on the same pattern to start game 1, they averaged just over 252. Now individually, the average 230 after 4 games.
No help on the 10 pin across the deck.
A significant drop in, obviously, an average. I mean, that's 20 pins. A lot of it has to do with this right here, not carrying. And a little more sensitive to hitting the pocket.
Really interesting format, re-oiling before each game. Solo games. All leading up to the stepladder finals tomorrow on Fox 2 Eastern. Final bowling of the season on FS1 and Fox. Back with you in September after that in Portland, Maine. PBA League is back in addition to some other great bowling shows. This guy's been pretty great. That's quite a shot.
Best season of his career. I mean, there's a long list of some greatness he's done this season.
Anthony, everyone seems to have a hard time finding strikes on this dual pattern, but you got 2 up there. What do you need to do to continue striking throughout?
So, I mean, honestly, it's kind of irrelevant what I do here as long as I get to 201. So let's see if we can just throw some strikes for the fans to give them something better to watch instead of shooting some corner pins.
Good luck to you.
Realizes exactly where he is in this game and in the potential seeding for tomorrow. Kimberly, thanks for that. Well, about access to the bowlers mid-game here. Multiple titles, Simo. He's got 2, as we talked about. Tackett 5. Packy Hanrahan, along with Mitch Hupé, won the Roth Holman. Packy also won Kokomo Classic. So 3 multi-event winners this year on tour. .236 first game here.
It's all looking like Anthony Simonson's going to be your 4th seed. He's not going to go around Jason Belmonte, EJ Tackett, or Kevin McCune. But honestly, 4th or 5th seed, you're in the opening match. And other than getting choice of starting lane, I'm not sure how big of an advantage it's going to be for Simo if he's at 4 seed. He's going up against the left-hander and Jacob Buttrick to start things off tomorrow on Fox for our stepladder finale.
Simo fifth in this building. The 2021 Players Championship.
Oh my goodness. Somebody just yelled out from the crowd, Ginger Assassin.
Where's Anthony Nyer when you need him?
Yeah, there's the last one to do it. How about 3 out of the 4 names on that list, including
If they let me, I'd throw 2 balls, but.
including the late great Mark Roth, who did it first. And Stayrook, my good buddy John Mazza back in Michigan, and the Ginger Assassin.
So no 7-10. And the number dips here for Simo. Late going. Be in the first match tomorrow. Belmont will be the top seed. EJ number 2. No help whatsoever on the 7.
Simonson's only missed the pocket one time. That was in frame 2. And you can see just how much of an effect the re-oiling has taken. It's taking a toll on pin carry.
It is the spare of the game. Thank you, Simo. Sponsored by Guaranteed Rate. Want to get moving fast with same-day mortgage? You can go from application to approval in as little as 1 business day. Time to get your dream home crazy fast. Learn more at rate.com.
I don't care about lane choice.
See? There you go. Doesn't care about lane choice tomorrow.
Simonson done. Tough day for Simo, but tomorrow's a new day. Super Slam Cup presented by Bolero. Stepladder Finals on Fox. The PBA on FS1 is sponsored by Go Bowling. For friends and family fun, log on to GoBowling.com to find a center near you. By Guaranteed Rate. Want to move fast? With same-day mortgage, you can go from application to approval in as fast as 1 day to get you closing on the home of your dreams in just 10 days. Learn more at rate.com. And by Bolero, the #1 place to bowl, party, and play with over 325 locations nationwide. Head to Bolero.com today to find a center near you. Beautiful Jupiter, Florida. What's better? That beach like 10-minute drive from here. Fantastic bowling as well for PBA Super Slam Cup. Presented by Bolero. There are the standings. Seeding Saturday, Randy, is complete. And Belmont your top seed. Tackett McCune tie, but Tackett had more major points this year. He gets the tiebreak for the #2 seed. Buttrick and Simonson will be the first match tomorrow, 2 Eastern on Fox. Should be fantastic to watch.
Yeah, it sure will be. I mean, again, the best players for 2023, and they proved it throughout major championship competition this season. But I think if you want to really take a hard look at something, how about Belmonte's 4-bagger late in his game 2? It basically solidified $50,000 for Jason Belmonte.
Last 3 shots for Belmo. The second game after a 258 opening game early in the day here today.
Well, he needed 244 to go around EJ Tackett, and he stepped up in the 10th, and after he got the double, I mean, it was all elementary after that. Again, last 4, another $50,000 minimum for Jason Belmonte, and he will be in the #1 position for tomorrow.
And Belmo joined by Kimberly.
Jason, you were able to secure the #1 spot going into tomorrow's finals. Did you think your 506 total was going to be able to hold everybody else off?
I thought it had a really good chance until I saw Kevin throw as many strikes as he did. And then, you know, with Anthony, it's you just don't know. The guy can strike every single shot, or in this case, you just saw that his ball wasn't going through them right. So it's a really weird feeling to sit on the side because you have all of this anxiety and tension, and then when you see the mathematics work out for you, it's just this massive release, and then you do it again for the next player, and then there's a release. And so I'm very glad I ended up getting that double in the 10th just to get past EJ.
Now, you mentioned that you were off on the side watching. Did you learn anything from being out here today or from watching any of the other games?
Yeah, I felt like from this morning when we did our first game, they were hooking a little more, and then as the day was going on, it just appeared that the lanes were getting tighter and tighter. And so, look, I don't know if that's necessarily a bad thing. Sometimes when you find that part of the lane to get a little tighter, you can play into that. And look, the scores were still pretty high, so but it was definitely something that changed. So going into tomorrow. We don't know if it's going to be like this morning or like this afternoon, but the good news is I get a few games to watch, and I'll be able to make my decision after watching the other guys.
And we're going to give away $100,000, so we will see you tomorrow on Fox.
Oh, yeah.
All right, KP. All right, Belmo, thanks for that. 258, 248 games for the great Jason Belmonte as the #1 seed. EJ Tackett, part of the Bermuda Triangle we talked about, Randy, at the top of the broadcast, showcasing the best stars in the PBA Tour here today. He bowled really well in Game 1 to be the leader after the first round, bowled well enough in Game 2 to be the 2 seed. Can't wait to watch EJ as well tomorrow go for big money.
Yeah, I mean, EJ had a shot at leading this thing, and admittedly from EJ, he said, hey, I made 3 bad shots. 2 of them went through the nose. He kind of got around the second ball in the 10th frame, and ultimately that cost EJ Tackett the #1 seed. The other thing I want to kind of pay some attention to is the fact that when all 5 players were on the same pair of lanes at the same time in Game 1, they averaged 252 combined. When it was just them by themselves and all the re-oils, the players only averaged 223. It's a big drop off, and probably part of the reason why EJ Tackett wanted to bowl first, post that score, followed by Belmonte. They didn't want to have to go through all those re-oils because they knew the lanes would get flatter, tighter, and tougher.
Very interesting. But the bottom line is seeding Saturday is over. It's step-ladder bowling, Randy, tomorrow. What are you looking forward to most with these sensational bowlers in action? 2 Eastern on Fox.
And Anthony Simonson, I don't care what position he is, and like Jason Belmonte said, you got to keep an eye on him. You never know, and Simonson could climb that ladder just as easy as anybody else. But I can't wait to watch young Kevin McCune again. You know, we watched him that one game, and I was like waiting for him to come back. I was like so jacked. I'm like, wait, where did Kevin go?
He throws it hard now. He throws it really hard.
Throws it really great. I mean, it's fast with a lot of power, and it's a lot of fun to watch.
Fantastic young talent. Love to have the new blood on the PBA Tour. Bowlers like that, fun to watch. Tomorrow, 2 Eastern on Fox. Randy and I, Kimberly, are back here in Jupiter, Florida at Bolero for the finals of the Super Slam Cup presented by Bolero. Can't wait for that. It's coming your way. Coming up next in FS1, Major League Baseball action. Milwaukee takes on Tampa Bay. Now for Randy Peterson, Kimberly Pressler, and the entire crew, it's Dave Ryan saying so long for now. From Bolero in Jupiter, Florida, see you tomorrow, 2 Eastern, over on Fox. You've been watching the PBA on FS1. Seeding Saturday is complete. Tomorrow we watch these great bowlers in action again, going for $100,000.